Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 257, I think? I don't know. 257. It is Friday morning, and we are just heading out for the day. A little conflicted today about what I should be doing. Let's start with our trip here. Our trip started off a little bit rough, and honestly, I thought this place is terrible. I don't want to be here. And by the time the trip was over, I was really regretting having to leave because I found some sweet spots. I found some machines that I could depend on all the time. Every couple hours, I could hit the same machines, and they were yielding money. And it was really starting to feel really good. I focused mainly on the bigger three casinos. They're all next to each other, and really two casinos, but those three right there. And I was just going back and forth, making money here and there. So in the end, I do feel like I may have found something, but I have a small sample size. But I've never been more confident in all these months of exploring different games. However, how often can I go there? Am I going to go every week? That's question number one. Number two is, can I find that somewhere else so I'm not hitting it every week? Maybe there's a place that is driving distance away, but I was looking at the map, and going out as far as 8 hours in most directions, maybe one direction not, I haven't really checked, but most likely within 8 hours of here there's nothing. Within flying range, I can think of maybe 2 markets that may have it, maybe 3, but I'm not very confident about it. So where does that put us? That puts us pretty much back where we started, where we need to go back there again and try to explore and try to expand by finding it somewhere else. Other than that, it may be something that's beatable, but just can't be done too often because it's just not available. And as I read more about it, it looks like it's being removed out of casinos at a pretty fast rate, and it may only be a play for another few months. So that's very concerning as well. So let's talk a little bit about today. Today is Friday. Normally I would go to the office, I would check in, and then take off for the day. Today we're not going to check in. We're just going to leave. We're going to say that our third work day was Wednesday, which we took off, and we're just going to leave. We have a team meeting this morning. It'll be before we get to our first stop, so we'll have to stop for that, and technically I have hundreds of emails to go through. I'm going to do my best just to get by today and work hard on the emails this weekend, and work hard on everything this weekend so that Monday I can have a decent day. Today also, my wife is going out of town with her sister. This is something that they started last year that they want to do annually. Just take a little sister's weekend. So she'll be out of town for a few days. And she happens to be going to Amish country with her sister. So I gave her a deposit to give them for the kitchen. So they only asked for 25% because, I bought so much stuff from them. So I gave her 25%, which, not including countertops, and not including the sink, and not including the hood for the stove and all that stuff, is about $5,500. So we need to hustle and make some money. I'll probably go out there in a month or so, give them another $5,500, and then in 2 months after that, we should have the kitchen ready to go, and I'll have to have the other 11 for them. And by then I'll have to have countertops and everything already picked out, have the walls cleaned, the kitchen cleaned, and have it ready for them. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm going to be ready that fast because there's so much work to be done, but It's exciting and scary kind of at the same time. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. We're heading out to our first stop. We'll have to get some fuel pretty early on in the trip, and then again on the way home. And this weekend is going to be a lot of research and a lot of math. And I actually did so much yesterday, last night, until I went to sleep. And I'm so happy about the math. Ended up being better than I expected it to be. So, yeah, that's really what's going on right now. You're all caught up, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. So let's go over some things. I just did a whole lot of driving and figured out a whole lot of things. I have a list of cities that I'm going to experiment with and go to. I have some great ideas right now. Like, my brain is just so active right now. It's like all these little glimmers of hope coming up everywhere. So hopefully what I'm thinking is going to work out. I will have a plan in the next couple days here, and then we will go and start going from city to city and working on this plan here. Right now I'm ahead 156 on slot machines. It's like when I'm talking through this thing recording, everybody has to walk right up to me and like they're gonna hit me or something. It's like they don't know where they're going when I'm talking. It's like they're attracted to me, talking on this thing. Anyway, I'm up 156 on slots. I just put myself on the pot limit Omaha list. Honestly, I don't really give a damn what happens if I win or lose today. I have so much going on in my brain right now. Once I finish playing PLO, we're going to leave this area. Like I said, my wife is out of town starting today. I think I said that. So it's just me and the kids. So I need to get home at a reasonable hour. But what we're going to do is we're going to go look at one place and see if they have certain games that I'm looking for. And if they do, then I'm going to change my plans and start going to that place instead. And there's another one that I think has what I want, but I'm not allowed to go there. But I think only the first and second shift know me. So I'm thinking maybe going Sunday on third shift and seeing if it's there, and if it's there, playing it Sunday, and start making a plan to somehow get back in there. I don't know how, but I may be stuck on Sundays until someone from first or second shift sees me there on Sunday, and then on third shift, and maybe like they have a different shift that day for some reason and see me, and then I'll be dead on that shift too. But I'll have to park down the street. Don't want my car in the parking garage or anything like that. But I did find 3 or 4 cities that I'm going to start hitting, just experimenting, go there, see what they have, see if I hit them hard, what effect it would have. Places where they're not connected to the big casinos, so it's possible that I can just hammer those until they're dead, and try to make 3, 4, 5,000 a day from those. Fly out, stay for maybe 2 nights or 3 nights, try to make the bigger money, and just make my experience different. Instead of traveling 5 days a week, maybe we travel 3 days a week, and it's all flights, maybe 1 day a week driving. I don't know yet, but I think I'm onto something here, and we can start experimenting with all different regions. The closest place that I found is about a 2-hour flight. The next closest place is the same distance, but it's a small area, so it's like a 4-hour flight to get there. You have to go through another airport to get to it. And then the next closest place is like the same distance, but it's a 2-hour flight and then a 3-hour drive. So I will figure this out. I don't know. But I'm more optimistic now than I was a week or 2 ago. And I think part of it is just letting go of what I have right now, the little bit of blackjack I have, and saying, screw that blackjack, screw that 50 or 75 an hour. Let's see what we can do about being more aggressive and trying to make the bigger money, trying to make the 500 an hour, 600 an hour. and just plow it as hard as we can. If we win, we win. If we lose, we move on. And we keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. And variance is going to be a lot bigger right now, but I think I'm ready for it. I'm just tired of like having to drive 4 hours each way, and then all the wrong people are there, and I get to play 20 minutes of blackjack and make $100. So anyway, hope that not rambling too much there. I'll be back to update you. All right, so we got a spot on the poker table. They said come back in about 5 or 6 minutes. I want to run over real quick to the high limit slot area, because there was a guy back there playing something that was a $50 play. I don't know if he left it or not. It looked like he had a lot of money, so I don't know if he would leave it, but I'm going to go take a look real quick, and then it's probably not there. We'll head over and we'll play some poker. So that's the plan right now. I'll go play poker. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. Man, I've been just doing so much research, man. I'm up 157 on slots, actually. 157. My brain is so full of information right now, trying to figure things out, but I'm so much more motivated right now after that trip. Alright, so I did end up playing the pot limit Omaha. The funny thing is, they told me, like, come back in 15 minutes at 11 o'clock. I'm like, okay, I'll be there. So 11 o'clock, I go back, and they're like, oh, we already called your name. It was 11:01, and they're like, oh, you're too late. We already called your name. And luckily, there was another table that was already open, and someone had just busted out on that one. So I bought $900 in chips, went to the table with 300, and pretty quickly lost 100 of it, reloaded for 100 more. So I was in for 4, then ended up losing my stack, so I was in for 7, and played around there for a while. I was down like 50, 60 out of that last 300. I had a nice pot doubled up to like 600. And then I played in this huge bomb pot where it's a double board 5-5 bomb pot, right? With a $25 ante. So there's 7 of us in there. 8 of us were in there. Actually screwed that up then. Well, I thought there was 7, so I actually raised by 175 on the flop. But anyway, I flopped a straight flush draw on one board and 2 pair with no flush draw on the other board, and I raised most of my stack, half my stack or so. Actually, by the time that things got re-raised on the flop, I only had like $100 left in my stack. Ended up all in, and it looked like I had the whole thing. And then on the river, I guess this guy sucked out on me. We ended up tying on one board, and he won the other board. That's the worst. But luckily, it was a big pot, and my quarter actually, because he ended up with 3/4 of it. My quarter was like 725 or so. I don't know. See, that doesn't make sense to me. It seems like it should have been a lot more than that, because I ended up, oh no, it was 925, and I ended up leaving with 1125, which means I was ahead 225 for that session. So yeah, I was at that table like an hour and a half, which is a little bit longer than usual. Play was really awkward. There's this guy from Washington State that was there. He said he'd never played in a casino, but then he tells me that he plays in clubs. But he was extremely aggressive. And then after he got kind of pinched a couple times there, you can't really bluff very easily when there's 6 people in the hand. You can bluff pre-flop and hope that most of them fold. You can do it on the river when your head's up maybe, but when there's 6 or 7 people in the hand on the flop and a couple people check and then you're bluffing, odds are someone's going to call you. But anyway, what do I know? All right, right now we are going to make a quick stop at a place that we normally don't stop, take care of some personal business, and then we're going to another casino that I haven't been to in a year and a half. and we'll see what happens there. I just wanted to see the games and what's going on there because it's just been so long. I heard things got worse, but I think it's worth the time. So really at this point I should be thinking about heading toward home, but we're going to hang out a little bit longer, go to this casino, and then figure things out from there. So plus 157 on the slots, plus 225 on the 3-3 pot limit Omaha, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. That was pretty disappointing. I really thought this place was going to have more. People were right. They took most of the good machines out. There's almost nothing left to play in here. Played for a little while, I don't know, 25 minutes or so. Really was looking for something almost the whole time. Made 2 small plays and ended my session ahead $104, and that's all I could do. So unfortunate, but that's all that is possible at this point. So right now traffic is pretty bad in this area, so I have to figure out what to do. I think I'm gonna grab something to eat first and then continue on my trip from there. But if traffic's gonna be bad, I want to have some food in the car with me instead of being hungry and having nothing to eat, just sitting around waiting for traffic. So, and getting out of this casino looks like it's a mess too, because they're working on the parking garage and it looks pretty crazy here. Got to go through these winding like construction cones just to be able to get out of here. So alright, let me do this. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So right now we are going to continue our trip. Because my wife isn't going to be home, I'm going to get home as soon as possible and get the kids taken care of, dinner, get them to sleep and all that stuff. And I may go back out later on tonight. Not positive about that at this point. But right now we're just heading toward home. We do need to stop for fuel here real soon again. And so Sunday, one thing I want to do is go into a casino that I'm not allowed in. I'm going to go on a shift that I have not been backed off of, and we'll see what happens there. I really want to check out if they have a certain game there, and just kind of look around a little bit and see what happens. So we'll be parking down the street from there and walking there, and we'll see what happens with that. But today was important because I did check out a casino I hadn't seen for a long time, and it was actually much worse than I thought it was. But I am looking for something, and hopefully we find it soon. It looks like I'm going to be heading to Connecticut and Vegas, and I'll figure that out probably in the next couple days, which one comes first. I kind of want to go to Connecticut first, but I don't know yet. We'll see. Actually, that reminds me, let me think for a second here. That game, I want to do a lot of searching online tonight and see if I can figure out where this game is. I really need to give it like hundreds of hours of testing before I can say for sure that I have an advantage. We'll see. Alright. Now let me think this through here. I'll be back. Alright guys, real quick here. I was just listening to my episodes from Colorado, and I missed a bunch of stuff somehow. I don't know why, but when I was driving, I just said, oh, okay, this road's closed too. I'm going to turn around. That's because I was planning on going to Cripple Creek to play some blackjack, and I turned right down this road, and eventually it was closed, and there was a big accident, and the car was smoking and stuff like that, so we had to turn around. And I went down the other way, the only other way to get there, and that road was closed due to construction, and it was backing up for about 20 minutes, and I just decided to go back to the casino. And then also I didn't mention one session. I mentioned where my friend and I went to Monarch and I lost 103. But I didn't mention right before that, right before I talked to him and met up with him, I had another session where I made 485. So hopefully I didn't miss too many other things. But it was like a big whirlwind too. I know the one episode I was like, okay, I want this much, this, because I just didn't want to keep pulling out my phone recording in the middle of these loud casinos and stuff. So anyway, yeah, plus at least another 485 to whatever I said on that day when my friend and I were hanging out. So I'll be back. All right, guys, let's do our segments real quick here. What did you eat today, MW? I actually went to like an ethnic place I'd never been to before, and they had this like pita thing with like shawarma meat, and I said, I'm not eating bread right now. Can you just put it on a plate? And he's like, I don't understand. I said, I'm not eating any kind of bread right now. He said, oh, you want extra bread? No, I don't want extra bread. So I said, okay, thank you very much. And he's like, which one do you want? Which one of these breads? So I just picked one. And he actually made me a really nice plate and enjoyed that. I'd probably give that a 9 on a scale of 2 through ace. And what did you tip today, MW? And actually, today was a pretty pathetic day. We made 157, 225, 104, which is what, 480, whatever. So 486, something like that. I did not tip anything today. And what did you learn today, MW? I kind of learned that I'm still kind of tired from my trip. I slept really well last night, like 7 hours last night, but it must have not been enough. And unfortunately, I just had a couple monster drinks, which is not good, especially since it's evening already. So I might have a hard time sleeping tonight. Really need to not drink any monster after like noon because it makes it hard for me to sleep. But so yeah, I'm probably still a little bit tired. Catch up on sleep tonight and spend the day with the family tomorrow. It's just me and the kids. The wife is out of town with her sister, and hopefully they have a good time doing their thing. And then I'll catch up with you guys on Sunday. And Sunday we're going to sneak into a place we're not supposed to be. So hopefully we don't get put in jail on Sunday, because Tuesday I have a speech to make. So it would not be good if I was in jail instead of making a speech. So yeah, we'll catch up then. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.